Hello, good people. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How are you all doing? Hopefully, you are doing well. Hopefully, had a good night's rest. And all went well when you got up, you got yourself together, your family together, if that is the case, and you are on your way out the door or into another room to start your work day. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, folks. Out here getting my steps in, getting my walk in. Just got done with another round of strength training. Another round of strength training, folks. And yes, it is a beautiful day. Any day above ground is a beautiful day. Yes, here I am. Getting my walk in, folks. Getting my walk in. My post strength training walk in. Getting that done and in for the day, people. Woo. Hopefully your day is going well. Positive vibes. How you doing? Positive vibes. It is Monday, folks. It is Monday. Start of the work week. The weekend is over unless you have an extended weekend. Oh, today is a holiday of some type or a day off, or I think the federal government know the schools, at least my grandchildren's schools, are closed. But hello. Oh, Monday movement, which is what I'm doing now. I'm moving for health purposes. Oh, it seems like it's just the right temperature for me. But I don't know, I have these moments, if y'all get what I mean, these personal summers, but right now the temperature is just right for me. And it's even at 10 o'clock yet. I don't think it's even 10 o'clock yet. Let me check and see. 9:57. Man, it feels good. It feels good. Monday movement. What does that mean? As you know, throughout the U.S.'s history and just history in itself, there have been many movements. And a lot of the ones that my community and people that share my reflection may harken back to are like the civil rights movements, social justice type movements of old and new. And then while of course, there are people that are just spectating from the sidelines, and then there are people that are actively participating, and people that are participating in a different way. The folks that may be on the sidelines and may be participating in a different way, and you may never ever hear about how they are participating, how they are doing what it is that they are doing, and it may be something totally different from whatever the movement is that is happening. And I hear a lot with regards to, if a community of folks, and in this case the black community, maybe others, but I'm talking about people that share my reflection, if we would just cut back on our spending, and I think the broader thing would be just stop spending, just stop making purchases of these people items for a day, a week, longer, etc., then others will feel the effect of it, of course, economically, because our community won't be spending money, etc., all of that good stuff. And I think there is benefit in that, to the person that's doing it. They may, of course, already know that they need to cut back, stop spending, etc. But that is one definitely surefire way to get a message across, or to get what it is that you're trying to do, your movement, or this particular part of your movement heard in front of the masses. That is, I believe, one way to do it. I think there has to be a host of other things also too that needs to happen. And I know that your money is personal, and there are other things that it's possible that the community needs to do also, just on a social level, to help with the movement beyond just the moment that the movement is happening, or whatever it is that happened, that, okay, now we're doing this because this particular thing, this particular event happened. So Monday movement in that particular regard. Also, of course, we have the opportunity and, of course, the history of history itself, and with regards to the civil rights, etc. We can look back on it, and historians do, and look to see what all was happening at that time, what all is happening now, and juxtaposing it, I guess, comparing the two, etc. Well, this was happening back then, but now it's a totally different case. One particular instance is with regards to the family, the black family in this particular case. The black family, were married at a higher rate back then, during probably most of the civil rights era. Let history tell it. I'm not saying anything differently. Okay, I am not saying anything differently as opposed to now, and our thoughts and views on out of wedlock childbirth. I know I was in that category. I'm a statistic, folks. A walking one in a whole host of ways. But of course we have history. And like I said, with regards to movements, etc., besides an economic one, there are some things that we could tighten up on, should happen just socially within our own community, to help with the other things. Because sometimes the battle has to be fought on a whole lot of different areas, in a whole lot of different battles. We have the economic one, which is key and critical, the social one, the justice or the judicial one, also one too. It's just a whole lot of fronts that we have to take into consideration, and try to get things into one sock, and get, if the goal is to get someone to pay attention to our concerns, I'll put it that way, to pay attention to our concerns, because the very first thing that others will possibly say, because we know that we do this, I do this, like, well, this is going on in your community, etc. How are you going to combat that? That is something that needs to be worked on before this, and this. This is what people say. And like I said, I have said it to others, like, hey, girl or guy or whatever, you have this particular problem. You're putting a cart before the horse, work on this particular issue, etc. All of that good stuff. But nonetheless, the battle needs to be fought on a whole lot of fronts. And of course, we have to always look to self, look within first, before we think that someone else is going to solve our problems. And that is another thing that has shown itself. I am at the pool. That has shown itself with regards to history. And yes, we're not saying that folks did or did not do something right. What they did was the right thing to do. Facts. And at present, that work still continues. But of course, it is a different landscape. The mindset, the mentality of people just in general, for a lot of folks, is very different. People are coming from a whole lot of different viewpoints and perspectives, and it just keeps us divided. And that's another tactic. And as soon as we realize that, that might be helpful to us moving on, getting beyond, and working on the other parts of the puzzle, to where if we want to have our concerns listened to, met, programs instituted, etc., which I think, well, nonetheless, then, we have to look within, look to self, and make sure that we are on the right course within ourselves. Look within first. I need to look at myself first, what it is that I'm doing, not doing. Can I do more? Can I participate more? Etc. Then act accordingly. Monday movement. And also, as with anything, we have to use discernment, reason, be thoughtful about the actions that we take. And sometimes being quiet may be the best course of action. And sometimes waiting to see what happens may be the best course of action. Because if we've been out here and living for a while, we already have some preconceived ideas, concerns, thoughts about a particular something. And that is not going to go away just because an event popped off. So sometimes it is possible. Inaction is an action. And if that is the case, if one discerns, reasons, is well thought out for them, etc., then that's it. And that's it. They're going to do accordingly. And if that is to not do nothing, then that is the case. And others can't be bothered up in a tither, get into an uproar about someone not doing something just because. We can't do that. We can't do that. We have to let people do what it is that they want to do and move on. Because if you're getting in an uproar about that, you can't focus on what it is that you need to do for yourself outside of the event that is happening. You're just living, people renting space in your head, all this other stuff. Monday movement. And we know that if we really look back on some of the more recent things, some of these movements may have not served people that share my reflection, the community, the Black community, well or at all. When people start to look at it for themselves, once again using reason and discernment, hey, this was not a good thing, not helpful, and then they state that to themselves, they know it, and then they just move on. If they decide to do something differently, etc., then that's on them to do or not to do. But along with movements, as with anything, we always want a good outcome. We always want a good result. And we want a lasting result. We just don't want people, others, etc., to say, oh yeah, we agree with you, this is this. Like they're patting you on the head saying, yeah, you go girl, that's right. That shouldn't be happening. Giving you a lot of lip service. And then they're not doing anything. They're just giving you lip service. And we have to be mindful about the lip service Monday movement. We have to be mindful about the lip service. That is what it is. Don't get caught up in stuff. Once again, everything is political. Everything is political. Monday movement. Happy Monday, folks. Happy Monday. As always, please make sure that you do something for yourself, preferably early in the morning. Please stay hydrated. Be aware of your surroundings at all times, folks. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Do your best to stay in a positive mood. Hopefully this wasn't a downer. Oh my goodness. Oh, man, it feels good. It feels good. But yeah, Monday movement. Be aware of you. Be mindful, folks. Be mindful. I'm going to end this. Thank you all for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.